What's up, guys? This footage is hella late, but I'm gonna post it anyways. We traveled to Guangzhou. I was with Ken. This is me waking up at the hotel. This hotel wasn't the best. It was probably the worst one we stayed in all of China, but it was still, 7 out of 10 and everything. So let's get right into the trip. Average elevator in China. You might be asking me or AI what's Canton Fair is. China's largest import and export fair. It's held usually twice a year, and these buildings were huge. They spanned like acres upon acres. We had to walk so much. The real registration process was done online while we were in Canada. We just picked up our passes here. People came here from all over the world. It was actually insane. We've seen people from almost every single ethnicity, country, and everything. But you could see some of the items they were selling right here. All these vendors, they manufacture the product, and most sell like a minimum order quantity of at least 100 pieces. Me and Ken, we'd been doing drop shipping for a while, and we definitely wanted to check out Canton Fair. This was on our bucket list and we were in China, so we went. And some of the best manufacturers for home decor and furniture were there for this phase. At this point, me and Ken, we weren't even looking for what we came. We were just trying to build some confidence, trying to talk to these manufacturers so we know how everything works, because it was our first time trying to do business with any of them. Costco sells these chairs for at least $25. You could get this for $7, but you have to buy a minimum order requirement of like 100. A lot of these items, you could actually put your own brand on them. Even that chair, you could put your own branding and molding on them. You could work with the manufacturers. At this moment, me and Ken were both scrambling. We don't have our business cards. We actually were supposed to print them out before, but we found like a booth right there that prints out business cards. Now I came right here. I didn't even realize I was still recording. I recorded the whole process of them printing our business card. My boy Ken kept coming in clutch the whole time. He had his Surface laptop, so we printed the cards from them with the design we had. He had his WeChat on the card as well, so that was clutch for us. I think on this day we only seen like 20% of the whole fair. The sheer size of this fair was just mind-boggling. There's buildings upon buildings. Now that me and Ken, we got our jitters away, we had some experience talking to vendors. We came to the building we actually came here for, which was for watches, clocks, frames, sunglasses. A lot of these items sell really well on Amazon. This seller right here, I have her business card right in front of me. Her name's Julia Lee. These frames were really cheap as well. Amazing quality, and they worked with a bunch of vendors in Canada, United States. Unfortunately, as me and Ken, we were just getting our mojo. This was the last day of phase 2, and you could see people tearing apart their shops. The vendors, they were leaving. Basically, this is like a 5-day event. Let me know down below if you want to see phase 3. We did record that as well. But a lot of these vendors, we actually wanted to meet them, but we never got a chance. We came late on this day. We slept in a bit. So yeah, that was our bad. We probably won't make that mistake again. After this, we did get hungry. It was a lot of walking. This was probably 4 hours of walking. There was a bunch of food down here, but we went straight to KFC. It came out in like 2 seconds. That was the fastest KFC we've ever been to. I would rate it probably 7 out of 10. But this was day 1 of Canton Fair. I'd rate it a 10 out of 10 experience. Amazing. I'd never been to a fair this large and seen so many products. At this point, it's 4 p.m. We're trying to catch a Didi. We used to call it a Didi out there. This took forever. We were like in a line for our Didi, which is basically their Uber, for so long. There were like so many people trying to leave at the same time. So it was pretty insane. I think we waited 30 minutes. We grabbed more snacks while we were waiting. We should have taken some public transport in Guangzhou, but we didn't. Ken wanted a haircut, so this haircut took him 3 hours. They gave him a massage, everything, but it was 10 out of 10. He told me, I went to the mall. I was just chilling in the mall. This mall had like a forest in it. It had an ice rink in it. insane technology, massage chairs everywhere, these IMAX game things. But yeah, this is the first vlog. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for your love. Thank you for the heart. They'll never be alone.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Canton Fair vlog. So I did another vlog on the Canton Fair, and I somewhat got support on it, so I was like, why not release the rest of the footage? Now this vlog isn't anything special until the end, wait for that. But yeah, we came back to Canton Fair. You could see the world's largest hairbrush factory right there. This is a bunch of female products back there. Now we've moved on to we're trying to go to the question area to see the products we actually came here for. Now this specific day we came here for some type of clothing and fashion items, and especially items that you could customize. Now this is a bunch of makeup if you're into that. Canton Fair has almost every single product. These are some pet houses. We got some lawn chairs right here, tents, the outdoors. Some of the products they were showing are kind of old, but some were pretty unique in that, this pool table, it's nothing special, but all the prices for these items are really low. That's the thing. I think that pool table right there was probably like 20 something dollars. MOQ would probably be which is minimum order quantity, would be 100. But yeah, if you're a business, this is definitely the spot to come. You make a lot of connections with suppliers, and especially on TikTok, suppliers have gone viral. And Canton Fair is actually taking place right now. As this video is, releasing, Canton Fair is taking place. I think there are a couple days left for Canton Fair, and it's just an amazing fair to come across all these suppliers who actually work for the companies. Now this suitcase seller wasn't even a supplier. They just had a random shop. We didn't even have I had 2 suitcases, but Ken, he didn't have a big suitcase, so he was trying to cop one, but we didn't find any at that time. This is us looking more into the fashion items. We did come across some stores that were very interesting. My camera was right in her face. But yeah, this store was really interesting. They did custom jerseys as well, and their quality was really high. And I think some luxury brands were also using them. And I came across this person. He plugged his Instagram. He had 138k Instagram followers. This is just us looking through more clothing items. It was just endless amount of clothing items. They had almost anything you could think of. All of it was high quality, and you could put your own branding on it. That's the crazy thing about Canton Fair. You go there to start your own company, and if you have funds. Now this is us leaving Guangzhou now. This next part of the video is a crazy story. So we were actually supposed to travel to Hangzhou, and we're gonna stay a night in Shanghai, but I was like, screw it, let's go to Hangzhou right now. They wouldn't let us change the flight tickets, so we take a DD all the way in a typhoon to Hangzhou, which was 2 hours. That DD cost me, I think, 200 USD, which is insane. And we had to sleep out in the hotel. We couldn't check in, as foreigners are not allowed to check in after 12 o'clock because all the police they close, so they can't show your passport to online the police to check in. So basically this is if foreigners are not supposed to be in the country, if they're overstaying their stay. That's the mechanism that they use. So this is us going into Walmart there is really high quality, much more high quality than US. And not only that, their packaging kind of reminds me of Costco. It's big packaging. And this is just us going to the office. We had a meeting, and we're out of Hangzhou.